Okay, guys, so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to color, And I figured a good example is to use like a 3D emoticon. Now, I imported this from Google, all right? So it's copyrighted. You can see it still has a watermark there. I'm just going to ignore the watermark, but I thought this would be a good example. Now, I actually drew it already, because I'm sure you guys are interested in the coloring, not necessarily the drawing. To do this, I just use basic shapes, okay? Like for this, I just use the oval tool, distorted it a little bit. And for this, I just use the oval tool and cut it and put in those shapes. I put in the features, if you notice, on a separate layer from the basic circle. So, you can color them individually and so on, all right? Now, actually, I still have some details, so I'll just fill those in really quick. If you notice, under the lower eyelid right here, you have these little shadow areas. So I'm just going to copy one of these and use it. All right, so just rotate it. And one goes here. Actually, I'll reshape it a little bit. And afterwards, I'm not trying to get everything exact, because afterwards you can still make everything. You can reshape things when you're done coloring it. All right. So. All right. Trying to get it too perfect. Okay. I think that's pretty fine. Let's copy that, paste, and then maybe flip it horizontally, bring it here, rotate it a little bit. This would be a really good chance for you guys to see how you add gradients. So it'll be, sure you'll learn a lot from this. Copy that again, rotate it. Oops. Okay. All right. Whenever you're moving something and you feel like it's forcing you to position it, it's more than likely that the snapping tool is on, because it's forcing you to snap things together. So if you're moving something and you feel like it's resisting, it's almost like if you're forcing two north poles of a magnet together, you'll feel like it's not touching. You add gradients, so it'll be you'll sure you'll learn a lot from this. Copy that again, rotate it. Oops. Okay. All right. Whenever you're moving something and you feel like it's forcing you to position it, it's more than likely that the snapping tool is on, because it's forcing you to snap things together. So if you're moving something and you feel like it's resisting, it's almost like if you're forcing two north poles of a magnet together, you'll feel like it's not touching. I'm going to add these highlights last. That's minor stuff. I think the most important thing is getting this highlight in. So the eye looks fun, so let's go in that first, right? So say we want to color the blue. Could make this any color. Actually, I'll make them two different colors so you can see how you would do it differently. I'll make one blue, I'll make one brown or green or whatever. So this is white. But notice that the white has a little gradation in there. It has like from gray to white, okay? It's not just a flat white color. And that's the whole point of making it 3D. There has to be gradation in almost all the colors, except perhaps the black, right? So in the white, let's fill in, let's do one of the eyes and then I'll do one of the face, right? So, or the head. So use white. So right now it's actually, you know what? I'm gonna color the stage so we can see the white more clearly. So let's color the stage. And you go to properties. Shall let this come out. Hit the stage. And let's make it a light purple color like so. Yeah, something like that. That's fine. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So let's move this over. Closer. Okay, good. Just creating enough space to work while I can still see, you know, the properties box without any issues. All right. So here we go. So I'm coloring in the eyes, right? So let's see. Go to the color tab. So notice it's just a flat white. Okay, we want to make gradation. So when you do that, you go to the color panel. You will see solid color. That means it's just going to be one flat color. That's not what we want. We want gradation. So it's almost like you have something like this, and it fades in color in this way. All right, that's a key thing between a linear gradient, gradates color in this way, and a radial gradient gradates color in this way. All right, select that. You always select the color that you're gradating. Okay, go to radial gradient. See, almost automatically apply something. So what we want is two gradients. So we want maybe like this one, and this is what you do to change the color. You click on that little arrow, click on the inside of it, double click. It'll give you the color you want. See, it has a white. I'm going to remove this because I just need to by pulling it away. See that? If I want to add a color, you click on it. You want to remove one, you drag away like that. I'm going to make it a light gray or maybe a deeper gray, like so. I'm going to swap them because I want it to grade it from gray here to white close to where the eyes are. So I'm going to swap them just like that. See that? Now notice that actually that's the opposite. Now notice that the white is, I don't want it to be like this. I want the gray to be around here and the white to be to there. So you can change the position of the highlight. How do you do that? You go to transform tool, hold it down, and under the transform tool it shares the same button as the gradient transform tool. To activate it, that's what you do. So you click on it. Now, see, you can manipulate the center of the gradient, the size of the gradient, and the direction of the gradient, and so on. All right, and to find that, as I said, you go to where the transform tool is. Wherever you see this little triangle, it means that that button has multiple functions. Okay, so I want the center to be up here, like so, and then I want it to gradate outwards. See, maybe something like that. Be a little bit more. Like so. I think that's fine. Alright, so there we go. See, that has a little gradient. Now let's go into the eye, right? So let's fill that in with a blue. Like so. Maybe not that blue. Maybe something like that. Alright. Now, this also requires a gradient. How do we do that? You select the fill, and then you go to color, and then you're gonna have, more than likely it's gonna be solid. You change that to radial gradient. So notice it has the two blues. So what we want is this to be a darker blue, and this will be a lighter blue, like so. And then, or even darker actually. We can have a blue like that. You see, you just keep playing around with it until you get, the effect that you want. If you notice, it actually seems like it goes to a white right around the or very light blue. So you can have something like that. See that? It's actually showing a little bit more gradation than this is. And then you just go into select tool here, and then you select black, and you fill that in, and there you go. All right. Another thing is, if you notice, I think the outline or the stroke around the blue is actually blue. So you can select that and actually color. You can even change it here as well. You go to stroke. Even the stroke can be a gradient, and you make that a blue. Make it a blue like that. There you go. Or you can make it a darker blue by using this lever. So you click on it, right? And just scroll this down. And there you go. All right. So I'm actually going to create the little white highlights on another layer. You do that simply by changing the fill to white, and then you just make a circle. All right. See, the stroke is blue, so I'd select the stroke, delete it. Now just move it over, and there you go. Copy that and paste. Make this one a little smaller, and then you just what did I do? Select it, and then you move it. Drop it right there, and there you go. Now also notice that the actually you can go back to the eye layer. The outline around the eye, you can delete that so it seems more crisp. Also notice that the outline around the eye is more like seems like a brownish yellow or something, right? So we can change that, right? I'm holding down shift to select multiple areas, all right? And then you can change that to something like, that looks like something like so. Make it a little deeper. Actually, maybe the stroke is a little thicker too. Try 2. See how that looks? There you go. That seems a little bit more like it. Remember when I put in the yellow, you'll actually see how everything will pop. Let's let's save this. Whenever I'm working, I have this, I built this habit in myself where I'll constantly saving, and to save you Command S. Work, you always do this. As you make a mark, constantly, Command S, right? So what do you else want? Okay, let's work on the this. All right, I'm just gonna do one eye and then do the face. So we, in essence, for time's sake. All right.